What's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on Call It in the Ring podcast. Not just another wrestling podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ron the Don, and I'm the Don of Wrestling. That's it. And my co-host that's with me always, my guy, Lord Thaffius.
What's good? What's good? Call it in the ring once again.
Yo. All right. Let's get into this episode of Raw today. Well, Monday, but we're gonna get into it. Well, you know what? Before we even do that, what's your thoughts? What were your thoughts on this vividing episode of Raw?
Overall thoughts. I mean, it's the same old stuff, same old Raw. Nothing, we can break down each segment, but it's just another Raw episode.
Man, I had so many issues with this episode of Raw. I'm not even we're gonna get into it. I had so many issues, man. I felt like from last week how they really ended Raw on a cliffhanger to the point where no one saw that coming with the Vision imploding and them just turning on Seth like that. Nobody saw that coming. They ended on such a high note. And I felt like this was a good episode of Raw, but it could have been a great episode of Raw if they
Let's
just
get
would
into
have
it.
took some risks. You know what I'm saying? So let's jump into it. We just gonna go from top to bottom because when it gets to the main event, I got a lot of thoughts. So let's just start from the top. So opening segment, Adam Pearce is in the ring, which I kind of thought was strange because I'm like, Adam Pearce don't never be in the ring to start off Raw. But he was in the ring. You see the Vision pull up in the limo. You saw the world title in the windshield, and then you see the Vision or what's left of the Vision pull up, and you see Bron Breakker with that world heavyweight title on his shoulder, and they walk through Gorilla, and to me, I thought that visual looked. I thought he looked great with the title. I thought he looked like a badass with that title. I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. And they get into the ring, and Adam Pearce is, doing his thing and saying that because of Seth Rollins' injuries, he's going to strip him of the title. Now, there was already speculation about him being injured already. I feel like they should have played more into that versus kind of saying like, oh, we won't ever know how bad his injuries were because of the Vision. They should have just really just hammered in that they injured Seth. So before we even get more into it, what were your thoughts on that part?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit strange to have Adam Pearce out there opening the show. I didn't really care for it. The Vision came out. I really liked their entrance.
Yeah,
Their whole entrance, seeing them backstage walking to the ring. I agree that was a
it was
really
dope.
good look for them. But overall, just to me, it shows that the company doesn't have faith in Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed to actually cut a promo because this is their moment to grab the mic and talk, and they didn't do any talking. So that's what I was
You
kind of like. It kind of shows that somebody back there doesn't believe in them. Like, oh, they're not ready to cut promos yet. Let Paul Heyman do the talking. Let Adam Pearce do the talking, and just let them look tough. Let them stand there and look tough and look like tough guys, I guess. So that was to me a letdown because Seth is out of the way. Seth did most of the talking. Seth is finally out of the way. This is their time, and this is why I always said they should have been being prepared to take the spotlight. Seth did not have to do all the talking. And I said this many times. I was like, they need to talk more. They need to talk more. They need to talk more. Seth did all the talking. Now that Seth, they're reverting back to Paul Heyman doing all the talking. They didn't say why they did it. They didn't explain anything. They didn't tell their story. They just kind of came out there and just looked like two tough guys, which to me is a storyline killer.
that's you know what? That's a very interesting take because I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it that
Hmm.
the company doesn't have faith in them. I saw it as the company is scared to pull the trigger on them, not a lack of
Why?
faith. I think because, well, not even well, you saying why, but
You say why are they
I'm
scared to pull the trigger if
well,
these are
that's
supposed
the
to be the
question.
guys?
Exactly. Because
That's called a
they've
lack of
positioned
faith.
them. I don't know, man. I don't think it's
That's a
lack of
lack of
faith,
faith,
man.
brother.
I don't think so. I don't think it's lack of faith. I don't think it's lack of faith. I think it's not wanting to take the risk of going with somebody new right now because
Which is a lack of faith.
No,
These
man.
guys are new.
Mm-mm.
They're still learning. They're not full stars yet. We can't just have them out there talking on the mic yet. Paul, we need you. You need to drive this storyline. You need to do most of the talking. You and Adam Pearce talk, and then they just need to stand there and look tough and get some heel heat. And we'll continue to work on their mic skills as they go.
I don't think that's it. I disagree. I really do disagree. I disagree with that because after that, Braun was talking.
Where?
So I don't think that's what it is.
Where was he talking at? Backstage?
No, he was talking on stage.
When?
We didn't even get to that part yet. So when Adam Pearce, remember the portion
Ask
where
me
Adam
nicely,
Pearce said,
but he didn't say anything.
he
Ask me
did.
nicely. Come on,
He
he
said, say
didn't cut a
please.
promo. Yeah, that's not talking.
But he doesn't need to. So my thing is, I don't think they need to cut a promo when you have Paul Heyman there. Paul Heyman
No,
is the guy that does this, that does the talking.
wrong.
I
That's
don't
the
think you need to cut
problem.
a promo right there.
No, that's the problem. They rely too much on Paul Heyman. Those guys aren't stars. They need to become stars. What if something happens to
Yeah,
Paul Heyman tomorrow? Then they can't put him out there. They
of
need
course
to
they
be
can still
doing
put
the
him out
talking.
there.
They're the ones that turned on Seth. Paul Heyman wasn't a part of that plan. That's the story that they're telling, that Paul Heyman
Yeah,
even got blindsided, right? And Paul Heyman made a
yeah,
decision in that moment because he feels like he didn't have a choice to go with them. So it's their story to tell why they did it, especially Braun Breaker, because he's the one that set it off. And Braun Strowman needs to tell why he made a decision to stick with Braun Breaker. Because he could have said, you know what, you on your own. I'm staying with Seth. You see what I'm saying? But he made the decision. So they both have a story to tell why they did this, and they didn't talk. And that tells me, I'm telling you, the way I see it, it looks like there's no faith. Wait a minute, we can't put them out. This is Monday Night Raw. They don't have the chops yet. Paul Heyman, you do most of the talking. We're gonna have a little small back and forth between Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker, but it's not going to be a promo. He's not ready to cut a promo yet. Let's only do backstage promos. They're good at doing the pre-recorded promos, but when it comes to being live in front of that audience, I haven't heard them really talk yet. And that's the only problem I had with this segment. I was like, y'all came out looking like they had a really good look coming out. I agree.
yep.
Coming out of the car, walking through Gorilla with the belt, they look amazing coming out to the ring. But once they
Yeah.
got to the ring, they didn't have a story to tell. So it kind of fell flat to me. Sigh.
I don't want to agree with that. Like, I just don't think it's the lack of faith. I really feel like Triple H and the creative team has a problem with pulling that trigger on things. Like, they just don't do it. They would rather go with the safe route. And I feel like we're just in a lot of holding patterns until we get to like the bigger pay-per-views or the like. And we're going to talk about it, but Sunday Night Main Event, that's a nothing show. That's a nothing pay-per-view. It does not mean much. And then we're going into Survivor Series, which that is about two teams. And I feel like with Seth being gone now, that kind of messed up those plans. But why not give the ball to somebody like a Braun Breaker? Why not? Why not do that now? Now, to your
But you
point,
gotta,
you're saying that they don't
before
trust
you
him.
do that, you gotta put the mic in his hand. This is still sports entertainment. This is entertainment. You gotta put the mic on his hand. You gotta make the people care about him. They need to care enough to boo him. They gotta care enough to decide whether they like him or hate him. But those guys don't talk enough to be in the position that they're in, and it's clear that the company is trying to push them, right? It's crystal clear that they're getting a push, but they're not getting any mic time. The way you get over is getting on that mic. That used to be the way you got over. And this is the same old
Yeah.
business. Nothing's changed. You have to get on that mic to fully get over. And
And
if you
then,
can't get on that mic, then you're only gonna get so far. And that's where they are. They're on that level where they're not quite there yet. They're like super top of the mid card, but they haven't fully crossed over yet. And they're relying too much on Paul Heyman.
I disagree. That's the reason why Paul Heyman is there, to cut those promos. He's there. He's there for the support. He's there for, I can still cut a promo, but I have my guy right there. I mean, but he's there and he's there with them.
It's a crutch.
I don't see it as a crutch. I don't
If
see
I
that's a
wasn't
crutch.
creative, and Triple H knows better. Triple H comes from a different time where you had to get up. He had to go out there when Shawn Michaels left. He had to take the mic and take over and be the leader of a group. He was never the leader
Yeah,
of DX, but
I
he
know.
was forced to be the leader of DX, and he had to get
Yeah.
out there and be on the mic. And he's a great talker. And he was a
Yep.
great heel. So Triple H, of all people, knows what it takes to be a great heel and a great talker in the WWE. He's done it for many years. He's one of the best at it.
Yeah.
So why is he not letting those guys talk? That tells me that they're not okay. We're still working on these guys. We can't just put them out there with a live mic. Paul, you do 90%. We're gonna have Breaker say a few things. We're gonna have a slight back and forth with Adam Pearce, and then we're gonna close out this segment. We don't want to just put
No.
the mic on them, which that's what they should have done. They,
Yeah.
like you mentioned, this was a cliffhanger. This is the first time
Hmm.
that I've seen a show close out with a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
These are the things that I've been talking about since I started watching wrestling again. Every Monday Night Raw, every SmackDown ended with a cliffhanger. They finally ended with a cliffhanger. So everybody's tuning in to hear why. Why? What happened? Was it something he said? Were y'all always plotting and planning this? Was this like a spare of the moment thing? Like, tell us why.
Okay,
And
what
they
about
they didn't
this?
tell us.
What about this? What if
Hmm.
they did let them speak? Do you think that the issue was if we let these guys talk, even if they cut a badass promo, they're gonna get cheered. And maybe they didn't want them to get cheered, and that's why they said, all right, let Paul Heyman do it. So he could
You're
get the
giving
heat.
these people, you're giving them way too much credit. You know that they're not thinking that far. They don't think about anything else. All of a sudden, they're
Hey
they're
man.
thinking 3 steps ahead.
Hey
Come on,
man.
bro. You know
I
that's
don't think
not
they
what
wanted
they're
him to get
thinking.
I don't think they wanted him to get
The
cheered.
only
I don't think
the
they wanted
only
him to get
thing
cheered.
the only thing that makes sense to me, Seth went out there and got cheered every single week when he talked. And he got booed at the
But
same time when it was time for him to get booed.
yeah,
That's
well
just the
Seth is
era that
different.
we live in. People like the bad guys, but at the same time they don't like the bad guys because they know they're supposed to be cheering for the other guy.
Yeah.
They could play that same role. We need to hear from Breaker. Breaker has the potential to be a huge star, but we need to hear him. We need to hear his story, hear his plight. You talked about yourself of having, when you talk about the tag team champions, like when you talk about belts, you was like, what's the point of having matches every single week when you're not striving for anything?
Yeah.
When you don't really have a story, you don't have that brass ring that you're trying to reach. To me, that's the equivalent of, what was the point of that? What's the story behind that? Why you just did that? Was that just an arbitrary takeover, or was there a reason? What was the reason why you did that? And they didn't come back and tell us anything. They had a back and forth with the GM, which I feel like the GM shouldn't even been in that ring. That wasn't his
No.
time. If
No.
anything, they should have went out there first, told their story, and then
Yeah.
interrupted by the GM, and he was like, "All right, I need that belt because the title is vacated. That's not your belt."
Yeah.
Then he should have been up interrupting them, not them interrupting him, because
But I
they should
think
have been out there telling their story. Give them 5 to 10 minutes to tell their story and cut a promo, and then cut them off and ask for the belt back. And then you could have the whole "ask me nicely," and you could have that whole thing then. But
yeah.
that opening segment could have been 10 times better off of a
No, I agree.
cliffhanger.
I agree. And it could have been so many ways they could have played it, that would have made it better. I just think it did feel, it fell flat.
Yeah, definitely.
It could have been better. It definitely could have been
Definitely.
better, but
And I
but
can't
all
think,
right.
like I said, I'm gonna say it again. I can't think of no other reason because I've seen them do this before with wrestlers. If they like you as an in-ring star and they're still developing you, they won't let you talk. When Brock Lesnar first came on the scene, he had the look, he had the in-ring ability, he had all the intangibles except for
Yeah.
Mike skills.
Yeah.
So he got away with not talking because he had everything else. He looked like a monster.
Yep.
Braun Breaker doesn't look, neither one of them look like monsters, but they do look like they do have a look, right?
Yeah.
And I think that they
100%.
have the potential to cut promos. I've heard their backstage and pre-recorded promos. They can just bring that charisma that they have when they cut those pre-recorded promos and bring that to the ring. We need to see more of that in the ring, in front of the people. This is Monday
Yeah.
Night Raw. This is big time. That's what that opening segment was missing to me.
Yeah, and that's I don't understand because they've cut promos before, and then if you're calling Braun Breaker the future, which I thought it was kind of weird when Paul Heyman said the future of WrestleMania versus the future of wrestling or future of WWE, thought that was strange.
Yeah.
But
I almost
yeah,
feel like
I
that
mean,
was a slip up, but he might have meant to say it. He might have meant to say it because I was thinking the same thing, like the future of WrestleMania.
yeah, like that was weird. That was odd. But yeah, to your point, it should have been a situation where maybe Paul Heyman started, but then Braun Breaker would cut him off and be like, "All right, I'm gonna cut this. Like, you know, I'm gonna take over and let us know like he's the leader of this group and it's gonna be what he wants." So yeah. So to your point, yeah, this was his opportunity to really take over and really cut the promo and let people know what his actual vision is, pun intended. But yeah, and they didn't let him do it. So yeah, that's
Man,
yeah. I'm
you
with
just
you.
hit the nail on the head. You know how many they could have had a play on words right then and there.
Yeah. Yep.
Seth is no longer a part of the vision, and that's a double entendre. He's no longer part of
Yeah.
the group, the vision, and he's no longer a part of our vision for the future. You see what I'm saying? They could have
Yep.
cut a
Yep.
sick promo with that name, the vision,
Would have been
but
dope.
they fell flat as per usual.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't even argue with you on that anymore. You made your point and you backed up your point. I can't even fault you. I can't. Normally I would, but I can't on this one. All right. Let's keep it roll. Even before we keep it rolling, Adam Pearce, he strips Seth of the title, and then he states that there's gonna be a number one's contender over the top battle royal. So we're going old school on the battle royal. And then we found out who the participants were. Or yeah, who the participants were in that match. And there was a little exchange between Braun Breaker and Adam Pearce, which we did touch on. You know, he said, you know, ask please for the belt because Braun Breaker did not want to give up that title, and then he wound up giving it to Paul Heyman so he could give it to Adam Pearce, which I didn't have a problem with that, but missed opportunity there. All right, we go on to the I believe it was the Judgment Day next backstage segment. It looks like there's a little drama between them, which is always normally drama with the Judgment Day backstage. You know, Finn Balor and JD McDonough, they confront Dominic and they're upset with him because he's like, yo, like, why you talk to Adam Pearce about us? And, you know, like, why are you talking about us not defending the titles? And, you know, Dominic is like, what's the problem? Like, I'm defending my title all the time. Like, why aren't you defending your titles? So it kind of shed a light on the tag team division on Raw that these guys haven't defended their titles since July. For 3 months, they haven't defended their titles, which is crazy to me. It's like they're showing us, like, do we care about the tag team titles? No, because you have these guys being champions since July and they haven't defended them. That's crazy. That's crazy work.
Yeah.
And basically they tell Dom that he's on his own tonight, which honestly, there hasn't really been much interference between the Judgment Day outside of the ladies. They're the only ones that have been helping each other in their matches. When it comes to the guys, they've been out there on their own. They've been leaving Dominic on his own, and that's why he's been shining. And the same thing with Finn Balor and JD McDonough. They've been pretty much on their own. And then what else happens? Roxanne checks on Dom, which she hasn't done in a very long time, which to me, that makes me feel like, okay, maybe Liv Morgan is on the way back. So maybe they're trying to resurrect that whole flirtatious thing with Roxanne, Perez, and Dom because Liv is on her way back. So that's what I got from that segment. You got any thoughts on it?
No, I mean, it's straightforward. Dom said something to the GM about, I don't think he was specifically mentioning them. He was just saying in general, I'm the only person that's titles. And the GM was like, oh, you know what? You make a good point. I'm going to make a match between Finn Balor and McDonough. So he inadvertently kind of set them up to later on what happens later on in the night.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into
decent storytelling. I know I always give them a
hard
time, but it's pretty decent storytelling there.
It is. I mean, they've been showing tension between the Judgment Day for so long, and you know we'll get into the Dominic Mysterio segment later on, but he's outgrown the group. He's really just outgrown the group. He's killing it. I don't know why they keep having him still a part of the Judgment Day, because he's technically on his own. Like, they're not helping him. He's not getting any benefits from being with the group. He's a double champion. What, and then as we go into the next segment, that's even more, it's even more fuel to the fire on why Dominic should just pretty much break away from them, because he's kind of better off without him. So let's jump into the tag team match. Judgment Day versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. I thought this was a great match. The crowd popped for a majority of everything that's going on in the match. I thought this was it's a hard-hitting match between both teams, because again, both teams are great. And it just showed to me that they could be highlighting tag team wrestling a lot more, and they're not. I thought it was interesting on commentary. They highlighted how Judgment Day hasn't defended their titles in 3 months, which I thought that was crazy interesting. But AJ Styles winds up getting the win for his team, and they are the new tag team champions. And I think that was the right call. What you think about the match?
It was okay. I mean, I don't really, you know me, I don't care for just random matches. I want to see storylines. So I know these guys are great athletes. I know they can put on good matches. But if there's nothing to really sink my teeth into and make me want to care about the match, I don't really care. I don't really feel like AJ Styles should be a tag team champion. I was thinking about this the other night. He should be. They need to swap LA Knight out and put AJ Styles in that mix of people that, the same mix with the CM Punk and the Seth Rollins and the Usos. And you know how those guys close the night AJ Styles needs to be in that. And then you can put LA Knight more in a tag team mid-carder type of situation.
And you know what? They could have. When we get to the main event, they could have done it. But that's another topic when we get to that main event, because that's the problems that I have with the main event. But I agree. Yeah, AJ, I feel like they just gave him a title for the sake of giving him a title and figuring out a way to get the tag team titles off of the Judgment Day. But I agree. I don't think he should be a tag team champion, especially with Dragon Lee, when Dragon Lee is supposed to be a part of the LWO with Rey Mysterio. But in the defense of them, they have won tag team matches. They've won matches before. They won matches last week. And they basically said that they were coming for the titles. So this makes sense to me. It makes sense to me as far as them getting wins and them, that whole exchange with Dominic and Adam Pearce. They said they wanted a shot at the tag team title. They made it happen and they won. As far as in the story, makes sense to me. But I agree, AJ Styles doesn't need to be a tag team champion. So I'm with you on there. Okay. So the next segment here is the Usos, Jey Uso and Jimmy. So it's another backstage segment. Jey apologizes to Jimmy for, recent tension that they've been having. And basically Jimmy tells him, like, you know what, you're the reason why, you lost your title. If you're trying to tell me that helping me out hindered you from winning your match last week, like, that's cap. That's pretty much what he said overall. And Jimmy was just like, look, you need to look into yourself, man. You lost that edge that you had to become champion. So don't try to blame that on me. And basically it's like, it's still love, but we're both going to be in that number one contender battle royal. So it's every man for themselves, but it's still, they're still good. And of course that played out in the main event, which we'll get to. What's your, do you have any thoughts on this backstage segment?
Nothing noteworthy.
All right. Let's move on. So let's move on to, I know I want to talk about it a bit. Dominic Mysterio versus Rusev for the Intercontinental Championship. Oh, I really liked this match. I liked how it started, where Dominic was like, yo, I'm going to try to get the upper hand on this man as best as I can, because I know Rusev is a monster. Of course, that didn't really last long. Rusev was dominated majority of the match. But overall, I thought this was a really good match. Dominic continues to show how much of an asset he is, as him being so young and him being only 5 years into his career. He's already killing the game. He went from everybody booing him, didn't want him to talk, to everybody cheering him and is enjoying his matches. Like, and we've said this on multiple of our podcasts before, but he has really slotted himself into that Eddie Guerrero, Latino. He lied, cheat, and steal. Like, he's taken that moniker over. It's now his. No matter what he does, if he's cheating, if he's having a straight up match, people are going to cheer for him. People want to see Dominic either succeed, have championships. They just want to see this guy go. And he's been improving and getting better and better and better in the ring every time we see him in these matches. So before I even get to the ending, what were your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I thought everything you said, I thought it was a really good match. I wouldn't disrespect Eddie Guerrero by putting them in the same sentence because Eddie Guerrero is one of the greatest. But I really like what Dom is doing. I don't really want to compare him to anybody. Dom is doing Dom, and Dom is doing a great job at doing Dom. And he's crafty. He's telling the story of the little guy that can't really hang with the wrestlers, but he's figuring out a way to win, and that's all that matters. And that's what I love about him. He's figuring out I can't wrestle with you guys, but I'm figuring out a way to win. And that's all that matters. I'm going to figure out a way to win every single time. So that's what I love about him. And he's entertaining. He sells well. He tells a story well. I really don't see anything bad about him from a storytelling aspect, from an in-ring aspect. Rusev doesn't look like the monster he used to look like to me.
Yeah.
Something off with him. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Rusev. I'm not really feeling Rusev as much as I used to. But Dom is the star of the show, bro. Every segment, every match, every Monday night, he's consistent and he doesn't need to change one thing. He needs to continue to do what he's doing and continue to slowly build because we all know what's going to happen eventually. But they don't need to. I don't want them to rush that. I don't want them to just give him the ball yet. I want him to continue to keep burning the way he's burning. Because they're going to ruin it. They ruin everything else. So let it.
Dom do Dom. They're going to ruin it.
Yeah, let Dom.
And they're going to ruin it. Yeah, and I'm not. And it is no. And of course, we know Eddie Guerrero was a phenomenal wrestler. No disrespect to Eddie Guerrero at all. As far as what I'm talking about is just as far as the whole, the lie, cheat, and steal portion that Dominic has adapted to. And a family, so it don't matter. It's all good. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. Now we get into they family. Don't forget that. And wrestling lore, they family. And then we get in towards to the end of the match. Penta came out of nowhere by the ring, by the timekeepers area. Tried to cause a distraction for Dom because he was gonna get that bell hammer. And he still wound up getting the bell hammer anyway. He still got it anyway. Caused a little bit of interference because, of course, Rusev watched the match from last week, so he knew what he was doing. Took the bell hammer out. Attempted to hit Dominic with the bell hammer in front of the referee, which that was odd. So the referee takes the bell hammer, caused the interference. Low blow, 619, frog splash. Dominic gets the win. Mm-hmm. So he retains his title in a very, strong fashion. To your point, it's like, yeah, I know I can't hang like you guys, or I'm not as strong as you guys, but guess what? I'm gonna figure out a way to win. And he's been doing it every time. And it's been great. I think this is leading to a potential triple threat match between Dom, Rusev, and Penta. Because Penta came out and he attacked Rusev. There is some tension going on between these three, which is great because now we have a story now for the Intercontinental title. Dominic is like, how am I gonna figure out to beat both of these guys now? Because he's already faced both of them one-on-one. But having to face two of them at the same time, it's like, you gonna let them just fight at him and you just kind of sit back, or what you gonna do? But I just think that's what it's leading to, either at Saturday Night's Main Event or maybe at Survivor Series. Only time will tell. But all right, let's get into the next portion, and we'll get into the Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree. Now, I've already expressed issues from the first match that they had, that yes, it was a good match, but you got to give me a reason to care about Maxine Dupree. We have not seen her in any other matches. Now, I've heard online and people talking about she's been doing a lot of matches on live shows and, NXT stuff and all these other areas. But I'm like, why can't we see that on TV? Yes, commentary said that this is her hometown of Sacramento, so she's going to get a huge pop, huge ovation, whatever. but I want to see her get wins in other matches, which would give me a reason to care. Like she got way too much offense for my liking on somebody like a Becky Lynch. Now, Becky Lynch is a ring general, so she's going to make sure that that they're going to produce a great match, which we know Becky has been able to do. But I wanted to see this was too soon for them to have a rematch, number one. And number two, why can't they build her up? Give her matches with other ladies and she beats them to be like, okay, I've beat these amount of women. Now I'm ready to go against Becky Lynch. What is so wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the problem.
I don't care as much about the matches. I just feel like, again, put a mic in her hand and let her get out there and cut a promo. There's not enough talking. There's not enough talking in this era of wrestling. Everybody is just wrestling for no reason. Everybody's wrestling for no reason. Get out there if you want to put this girl over, because I like Maxine. She's actually very likable. I said this the last time too. Her ring gear, her presentation, I like her. I don't know why I like her, but I like her. But I think I would like her even more if I heard her talk. I don't even know what her voice sounds like. If I heard three female voices right now, and you told me one of them was Maxine, I couldn't tell you which one is her voice, because I've never heard her say anything. Yeah. So she needs to talk to get over. I think she has potential. I really I like her ring gear. I like her look. I like her presentation. Yeah. But that's not enough. Talk. Who are you? What's your story? Why? Give me your why. Let me believe in you. Then I'm going to fight for you. Then I'm going to root for you. Then I'm going to cheer for you. So
yeah, it's interesting how you want more talking. I want more grabs, bro. That's what you want more talking. But I get it. I get it from your I get it from your standpoint, because it's like you want to hear her backstory. What's her motivation? Why does she even want to go against Becky? Yeah, why should you care? Yeah. I want to see how you've improved, because what was pissing me off was commentary. They was trying to do the work for her. Mm-hmm. And it was garbage,
10
because
leading up to the Becky Lynch match, I still wouldn't care, because I still don't know who you are. Who are you? Talk. I would rather her just have a feud with Becky Lynch and talk more to get over than to have 10 matches leading up to her, and I still don't hear her talk, and I still don't know who she is. All I know is she's the girl that just has a bunch of matches. That's why a lot of these people are failing. They're just having a bunch of matches and not talking. So that's what she's missing. I actually like her. She's very likable. Yeah. There's something about her. I can't quite put my finger on it. And I'm very tough on the talent, but something about her, I like her, but she just needs to talk. She needs to talk.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like her too. It's just that was the issue that I had, because they had a great match. But to your point, it's like, why do I care? And because you haven't heard from her, it's not making you feel like I should really invest much into her. Like, why do I care? The only thing that I saw was Becky Lynch just had a hard time with her. And then, Becky decided to get her title because she was like, I'm done, and then caused the DQ. And that was really it, So, but we'll go into the next portion, which it did happen later, but it kind of ties in since we're talking about Becky. Paul Heyman is waiting outside of Adam.
The Kabuki Warriors had a promo.
I know, but we're talking about Becky, so we're going to leave it with Becky first. Then we're going to jump to the Kabuki. Yeah, we're going to skip. We're going to jump back in the Kabuki Warriors real quick. But yeah, so Paul Heyman was outside Adam Pearce's office. He said he had to make changes to the graphic, basically saying that Bronson Reed and the Bron Breakker are out of the Battle Royal, which I disagreed with that 100%. And we're going to talk about that leading into the main event.
I liked it. But I thought it was actually a good idea, because it showed some authority for once. Because he's been getting pushed around since I started watching wrestling again. People setting matches on the fly, telling him what match they're going to be in. Him not pushing back. Finally, he stood up and was like, "Nah, they're not going to be in this." I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope.
I'll give my thoughts when we talk about the main event. So
yeah, send them boys
after
home. They're not talking on the mic anyway. Send them home. Send him home.
This guy's wild. This guy's wild. Wild takes. Wild takes. Oh my God, wild takes. You know what? Forget that. In the comments, you tell us, was it a right call to not have Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker in the Battle Royal? Yes or no? Let us know what y'all think. because I don't know what this man is talking about. He's wild for this.
Send them boys home. They can't
No.
talk on the mic. Send them home. They had the opening segment and couldn't talk. Send them home. We don't need them.
See, this guy's all for the promos. I'm for the graps. Graps, get in there and wrestle.
Meaningless matches. I don't.
No, it's wrestling, man. Wrestling.
Wrestling.
Get over in the ring.
So that's the problem.
Get over. Yes, storytelling. And get over in the ring.
That's why the product is failing, because it's just a bunch of matches and nobody cares about matches. We got to see the
And this is why
story.
people care about matches. Don't do that. People care about matches. Yes, they do. That's cap. Come on, man. People care about matches. What are we watching?
I don't want to watch a fake match. I want to have a reason to be involved, to be tied into this match or drawn into this match because of the story, not because these two people are having a fake match in the ring. Nobody wants to see that.
Come on, man. They're not having no fake match. They're having a real match, man. Get out of here.
Paul Heyman, Becky
All right,
Lynch. Let's go.
So Becky Lynch, Becky Lynch walks up on Paul Heyman as Paul Heyman is about to leave Adam Pearce. And I thought this was good because the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, Becky Lynch is back. She's having this match. Or are they not even going to acknowledge that she was a part of the vision? Did she just break away because now Seth is gone? What's going on? So I really like that they had an encounter, and Becky basically told him, was like, look, that we never trusted you. I never trusted you. I never liked you. Seth never trusted you. And when Seth comes back, he's coming for you. He's coming for whoever you associated with. He's coming for you. So I thought overall, I like how they tied everything back in because, again, she was a part of the vision. Paul Heyman tried to be like, hey, I didn't know what they were doing. That was their decision. I had to make the best decision for me. But with Seth being out, you could have me over here still. Don't give me an answer right now, but you can still have me over here with the vision. And she shut all that stuff down, which, again, Becky has always been a good promo. So I think she put Paul Heyman in his place and let him know where she stands. She's no longer affiliated with the Vision, which really she never really was. It was more like with Seth anyway. They kind of looked like two separate teams at one point. But at least they kind of tied that up. They wrapped that up in a bow. She's not dealing with the Vision anymore. Of course, she's siding with her husband, and she's letting them know that, hey, when Seth gets back, he's coming for whoever Nepo baby you associated with. He's coming for them. So what were your thoughts on that backstage altercation or encounter?
It was okay. It could have been told better, I feel. I'm not really a Becky fan, but I didn't really, it was okay. They had to tie it in. They had to tell that story of, obviously she's his wife, so she can't just go around having matches and acting like her husband didn't get jumped. So they had to tie her in and have her say something. So I get it. They were just tying up loose ends, but I didn't really care.
Well, I'm just glad they tied up the loose end.
Yeah.
All right, so now we can get into the Kabuki Warrior segment, which is really not that much to discuss there. They pretty much are talking about their Japan tour, and they kind of highlighted how they broke Rhea's nose at the live event, and then they cut it in Japanese. The only thing that I really did like is basically they said that they are coming for those women's tag team titles. So that is their goal. They said the Kabuki Warriors are back. That's what I'm saying, man.
I thought about you. He's going to love that.
Man, of course I am. Because why are they holding those tag team titles hostage on SmackDown? Get over here on Raw. Get your ass beat. Let's get some new champions out here if you're not doing nothing with them. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed it. I'm like, y'all a tag team. Somebody needs to declare for these titles because no one else is. So somebody needs to. So I enjoyed it. Well, I like the Kabuki Warriors anyway. So I enjoyed it. All right.
I didn't enjoy it. And for the same reason that I've been saying, pre-recorded promos, you need to be out there cutting this promo in the ring. Raw has too many pre-recorded promos. These girls have been on TV for a long time. They're not newcomers. They need to be able to go out there in front of that audience and cut a promo. You're saving them and you're shielding them. They can. They don't.
But they can.
Saving them. They don't. So I don't know. I've never seen it. You're saving them and you're shielding them by having them cut these pre-recorded promos because you don't believe that they can go out there and not make any mistakes and not get on a live mic. That's not how Monday Night Raw used to be. And this is my biggest issue with this era of wrestling. These cats can't talk.
But wait a minute.
I grew up in a time watching people that could really talk. They're not talkers.
But hold on. But not everybody was cutting promos in the ring. If we're talking about Attitude Era,
everybody that mattered, which these two should matter because they're on every single Monday Night Raw. They should be out there cutting promos in the ring.
But wait, time out. Because not everybody was cutting promos in the ring.
Everybody was cutting. Even the mid-carders were cutting promos in the ring.
Not all the time. Yes. Like when Kane was cutting promos, was he always in the ring? No, he was in the boiler room or in the backstage, but he was still cutting a promo. He was not always in the ring.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ron, check this out. I hear what you're saying. Yes, there were backstage promos back then as well. Of course. Of course. You can't have every single promo in the ring.
And that's my point.
Everybody cut promos in the ring. These ladies never cut promos in the ring, ever. Every single one of their promos have been backstage. And you know it. Every single one of their promos has been backstage. The company does not believe in them. We cannot risk having them go out there and cutting a live promo. Let's just do it's a crutch. After a while, you got to push your stars out there. I've heard stories about Vince McMahon telling Kurt Angle, while he was still very new, he literally gave him a 5-minute speech. I want you to say this. And he talked for about 5 minutes. And Kurt Angle
I remember that.
He kept going and going and going. And Kurt Angle was like, damn, how am I going to remember all of this?
Yeah, he couldn't remember.
He said that he felt like Vince was testing him. He went out there and he got about 70% of it right because he couldn't remember all of it. And when he got back to Gorilla, Vince was like, good job. I know that I can, I know, you know what I'm saying? Because he was testing him. You got to put these people out there. You can't just have all these behind the scenes pre-recorded. They probably made 20 mistakes. Hey, cut, do it again. Cut, do it again. Cut, do it again until they got it right. No, get out there, get in front of that crowd. You're not just here to wrestle. You're here to be a star. And that's my issue with them. And I like them. I actually like the Kabuki Warriors, but I think that they really need to get out there and get on the mic. I put them in the same category as Division. They need to get on the mic. I don't want to see another backstage promo from them. I don't want to see it. Get out there.
So to your point, it's like they're relying too much on the smoke and mirrors. So it looks like they're trying to get them over with them cutting their promos in Japanese and everything, which visually it looks good, but it's like it would be more impactful if they would be out there in the crowd and actually cutting a promo.
Interacting
I got
with
you.
The crowd and having to pause at certain moments because the crowd's cheering. The crowd starts chanting in the middle of a promo. And you have to react to that real time, and then you go back into your promo. You see what I'm saying? You have to. That's how you become a star. You got to really get out there and let the people feel you. And everybody's a good wrestler. They're all good wrestlers. But who cares?
Yeah.
Let me see you cut a promo. Let me see who you are. Tell your story. Connect with the fans. And Triple H knows this.
Yeah.
It's not like the guy that's in charge of creative doesn't know this. He knows this better than anybody else. Him and Road Dogg, they know this.
Yeah, but it's like they're trying to protect certain people, which it's not protecting them. It's holding them back.
It's hindering them. Yes.
And
Vince protected people too. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Because Vince knew when you weren't ready to go out there and be on the mic, but he pushed you.
Yeah,
to get to that level at some point. You got to get to that. If you want to cross this threshold, you got to go out there and face these people.
Yeah,
you can't just cut everything backstage pre-recorded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
And I like them. This is not me coming at them. I actually like them. I just want I want better for them.
Yeah, this is coming at creative. This is coming at WWE as a whole. It's like you're not allowing them to sink or swim. You're holding them back because like you said, we know that they're great wrestlers. We've seen them in the ring multiple times, and they have great matches. Exactly. But they have to go out there and make us want to care about what they have to say and what they have going on. So yeah, cutting the promo backstage isn't enough. I got you.
Yeah,
we on the same page with this. I got you. You made me a believer. I'm with it. All right, let's jump into the Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne Perez match, which I enjoyed this match. I really enjoy these two ladies. I think both of them kill it. Roxanne, she's a monster, man. Like for her being so young, Bridget, like she's killing the game, man. She's very technical. you know, she paired well with Stephanie. She was able to give offense and defense when needed. So overall I thought it was a great match, great back and forth. And then of course Raquel comes in and interferes in the match, but of course Stephanie ultimately gets the win, which of course we knew she wasn't losing this match at all.
Yeah. One of the things I had a problem with, and I don't know why they do this, because they do it to her a lot.
What's
Roxanne
that?
Perez, they cut her intro. Like, they go to commercial break
Yes.
every time she's walking to the ring, and that girl has a great look. She belongs on TV. Why would you want to cut her? And this Stephanie, she looks good too. They both have the look. They both have the wrestling chops, and this was actually a really good back and forth, really good match.
Yeah.
What is that thing called? The Devil's Kiss?
Oh, the Devil's Kiss, yeah.
Man. So that's a dope move. That's a dope move.
You know who put that move over though, right? You know who put that move over though. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's a dope move. That's a dope move. And they both look good. They both have the look.
Yeah.
They both can wrestle. I really don't have anything bad to say about this match other than they cut Roxanne Perez's intro walking to the ring. They can't do that. I would rather them cut somebody else. They could have cut Rusev earlier to make room for her. You know what I'm saying? They could have cut somebody else's entrance just to make room for her.
And you know what's crazy though? What I heard when I was listening to some other people talk about it. So on the international feed, you know they had Stephanie out there for 10 minutes?
Yeah, I noticed that because even when they came back from commercial, they did a backstage segment.
Yeah, she was just out there.
They did a backstage segment, and that took a while. So she came. You saw her coming out. She got into the ring. They went to commercial, which was 3 minutes. They came back, and they, instead of going back to the ring, they went to a backstage segment. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, did they cut the match? Because I watched the replay. And then finally they showed her in the ring again, but this time Roxanne was out there. It was like, dang, that's a long time to be in the ring waiting on WWE. So
and then imagine if you done warmed up, you ready to go, and then you gotta wait 10 minutes. My body done cooled down, and then you want me to do this match? I'm like, come on, man. And then you wasted all that time when you could have also had Roxanne do her whole full entrance versus you cutting it short, and we just hear the last tail of the music because you only give that to the audience, like to the fans that come to the show. Like, what happened to all the people that are watching and want to see Roxanne and see her entrance? Like, come on, man. It's like you done jobbed her out. Like, when I see them don't have an entrance, I be like, all right, you done jobbed these folks out, man. Like, what are we?
Back in the day didn't have entrances.
No, you just saw them in the ring and you saw a name bar, or you barely would get a name bar. Or this local talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Yeah, they did her dirty.
And then again, the theme of the night is get on the mic. I would love to see these two young ladies get on the mic more. I think they're doing a great job. And despite of them not being on the mic as much as I think they should be, they are still actually pretty over. I enjoy watching both of them. So
yeah,
I think they would be even more over. I know Valkyria has a strong accent and all that, but I don't think, who cares? Get out there and speak in your accent. Who cares?
People, and she doesn't speak.
You.
And she speaks pretty well. You know what I'm saying? She speaks well. So it's not like, it's not like you can't understand what she's saying.
Right. I saw an interview with her and she said that was one of the things that she was kind of, I guess you could say, insecure about her English. You know what I mean? But she speaks good enough English. She got through the interview. She sat there and interviewed for an hour, and I understood every single word she said.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on now. Yep.
Shout out to both of them. That was a good display.
All right. So there was a beatdown after the match.
Yep.
Of course, Raquel attacked Stephanie. Roxanne joined in. And then out of nowhere, Nikki Bella comes out to help Stephanie Vaquer, which I thought that was so random. I don't forgot Nikki was around. Yeah. I just thought that was so random with Nikki Bella, man, because they haven't been doing nothing with her. And then later on, there was a backstage segment with Nikki and Stephanie, and basically saying that we've been friends for a little while now, and I got your back, you got my back. I just feel like with Nikki's track record and how she gets down, I feel like it's just gonna be a matter of time before she turns on Stephanie at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I think. And then it's going to probably lead to a women's title match where Nikki should definitely not win, but we'll see how that unfolds. But I didn't like. I'm like, you got all these other ladies in there. You choose Nikki Bella?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you choose? Which again, I like Nikki Bella, but I'm like, give her something else. Don't have her mix up with the women's champion. Like, give her something else to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we get into the next portion where Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are backstage, and they're pretty much pissed about them not being a part of the Battle Royal and taking a part of the Battle Royal. Man, get out of here.
Send them home.
Then Heyman comes in and tries to, smoothen the deal out or smoothing out with them. It's like, look, I get that y'all pissed, but if history shows anything, when you listen to me, you'll go far. It's basically what he said. He was like, look, Brock Lesnar, when he first came out, he became champion within 5 months. I think it was like 5 months after he debuted. He beat The Rock, but it's because he listened to him, because he could have went roughshod, which I think that's what Paul Heyman was trying to say. Like, y'all could go out here and destroy everybody, but where's that going to get you? You know what I'm saying? Listen to me. And he talked about CM Punk, same deal. He had one of the historic reigns outside of, when Roman beat that reign. But, he listened to Paul Heyman. And even with Roman, he brought up. Get out of here, man.
Go home.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, I didn't like how their response to Paul Heyman was, it's a lot we need to learn. I didn't like that. I was like, what the heck is this?
That's the one good thing they said all night. I'm glad they
No.
Can admit that. Yeah.
Come on, man.
You got a lot to learn.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Go home.
All right. Let's get into the main event. This over the top battle royal #1 contenders match. Now, when I saw the lineup of this match, I felt like I heard you in my head was like, yo, the star power is lacking. They really showed their cards with this match. No, I'm being for real. And
mid-card royale.
Yo, it was straight mid, brethren. Mid. Why do you have people or wrestlers that are part of tag teams, and in the tag team division, you having them do double duty? You're telling me that the Raw men's locker room is this hollow? Come on, fam.
Yeah.
What is this?
I've been saying it, though.
What is this?
I've been saying it. Haven't I been saying this? It's like the same people that wrestle every single week.
Yo.
It's like, are there no more wrestlers on Raw? It's the same people. It's the Usos.
We need a resurgence. We need you need to be pulling.
CM Punk. It's the Kabuki Warriors. It's Roxanne Perez. It's Raquel Rodriguez. It's the same people. It's the same people. It's a very short list of people on Raw.
Yeah, they need to be pulling people from SmackDown over.
Royale, who else are you gonna put in there? Those same.
Yo, I was looking at that thing like, this is lacking star power, and that's why I feel like you taking Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed out of this match, that really showed your cards now, because who else you had left in this match? The match looked terrible.
Here's why I liked it, because it was a change from the norm. I'm tired of seeing those two. I'm tired of seeing the same people in the main event of every single Monday Night Raw. So that was the one thing that I liked that Adam Pearce did, and I was surprised that he did that. But I wasn't mad. And honestly, I thought they were going to show their faces at the end, but when they didn't,
and they didn't.
I didn't miss them.
I did.
I really didn't miss them.
I did. I disagree with that. I did. I'm like, if you're telling me that these are the monsters of the show, or the monsters of Raw, where were they at? Like, come on, man. It's like, if they're supposed to be this dominant force on Monday Night Raw, why were they not there? Why didn't they just come in and just disrupt the entire match on a whole and just show like, yo, this is gonna be our title, or Braun Breaker saying like, this is my title. I'm coming for this title. You cannot put me in this battle royal, but guess what? You're not gonna have another #1 contender match without me. Like, that would have showed some personality with with Bron Breakker, to me. Because that whole battle royal, typical what? When have they done that?
Because we see them come out every night and they do the same thing. Where he spares somebody outside the ring, he spares somebody inside the. We've been watching that same thing over and over and over.
But if he attacked everybody, if both of them attacked everybody, if they attacked everybody and cleared out the entire ring, that would really show how much of badasses they are, and you don't want to mess with these two guys. That's what would have showed to me. Because you having these guys.
I want them to talk.
I do.
They need to talk.
I do.
We already
if they're
know
not going to talk,
they've been badasses for the last 6 weeks, 2 months. We've seen them in action. They need to talk. This is their time to talk. Raise up to the top tier.
Okay.
That's what they need to do. They didn't do that, so go
I
home.
got you.
If you're going to do that, go home.
But I agree with you. They need to talk. But if you're not going to let them talk, at this point, show how much of a badass that they are and show how much you want, especially Bron Breakker. Show me how much you want this title. You have the title on your shoulder. Why you not showing me how much you want this title? That's the part I'm talking about. It's like, if you weren't in the match, cool. Disrupt the whole damn match. Y'all not having no match. Or come in and interfere. Do something. Excuse me. That's my point. Because this whole match was mid. Because it's like, you have these guys. Now, majority of those folks just fought tonight. Why am I looking at Rusev in the ring, just not even looking at Dominic, but they just in the ring together and no one's doing nothing? Penta's in the ring. Ain't nobody doing nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, what do we do? Yeah, you had the whole Judgment Day in there as far as the men. They're all in there. They just fought. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, they're the new tag team champions. Why aren't the Judgment Day saying like, yo, it's on site. Like, we trying to come back at y'all again. Like, they were just all standing in the ring. And then
know why?
Why?
Something that you don't usually agree with me on, but the reason why they had these men in this ring in this match is because they don't have stars. So they have to they have a battle royale with no real stars. They have to just throw these guys in a match and hope it goes well. And actually, something that might surprise you, I actually enjoyed this battle royale. Surprisingly.
No, I did not. That's what I'm saying. I did not.
I actually enjoyed it. I don't know why.
I did not.
But I enjoyed it. It had some really good moments in it with Dom. It had some really good Dom moments.
Oh, yeah.
Some really good. They told a good story with the Usos in there.
They did.
Actually, it was kind of entertaining. Surprisingly, it kept my attention, and it was different. And you know what? Maybe because it was different is why I enjoyed it. Because every single Monday Night Raw, you have the same 4 people. Every main event. So maybe that's why I enjoyed it. It was good to see Dom at that time of the hour, because you don't see him at the end of the show. It was good to see Sheamus in there. It was good to see Rusev in there. The Usos were in there. It was tolerable. Usually it's like, I can't wait for this to end, but I actually thought it was really good. And CM Punk was out there on commentary. I thought it was pretty decent.
I mean, they showed us who the stars were, who the top stars were based off of who got entrances. So the Usos going to get their entrance. Sheamus got his. Penta got an entrance. LA Knight got an entrance. Even El Grande Americano got an entrance.
Yeah.
And then CM Punk was on. Yeah. And then CM Punk was on commentary, so of course he got an entrance. So you kind of showed who were your top guys, or your top folks in the match. I did enjoy that Dominic got some shine, which that is showing that Dominic is on his way. You know what I mean? He's getting the reactions. They're putting stock in him for him to be a double champion. So he's on that rise of being a star. He is. He's on his way.
He's a star.
You think he's a star?
I think he's absolutely a star. I think he's on his way. I think he's already a star.
I think he's on his way.
That's interesting. So you think Bronson Reed is a star, and you think Braun Strowman is stars, but you don't think Dominique is a star?
That's crazy. I think Bron Breakker is a star.
Biggest star in the show.
Dominic is.
He's not in the main event of every Monday Night Raw, but he is the biggest star on that show to me.
He's one of the biggest stars on the show. He's on his way. That's what I'm saying. He's about to be over to the point where they have to put him in the main event as far as going for the title. He's on his way to get there.
I don't care about
he's almost there.
That's what you call a star, because he doesn't have the belt. I don't care about the belt. I'm talking
No,
about him. He is a star. With or without a belt, he is a star of the show. Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, they're on. I call them on their way to being stars. They're at that level to where they're trying to reach past that level, but they're not going to do that unless they can talk. In my book, but Dominic is already a star. He ain't trying to go nowhere, or he's not on his way nowhere. He's a star.
I don't think that he has to have the main, like the world title for him to be a star. But what I'm saying a star is like when you're mixing it up with known main eventers, that's what I think qualifies you for to be a star. And you're able to beat these main eventers, that's what qualifies to me for to be a star to
that's
me.
Where we differ.
Because again, remember,
because you have a lot of people
I know we differ.
Get forced into the main event light when they're not stars. They're not ready to be there yet. Just because we forced you into a match with another main eventer does not make you a main eventer. Look at the amount of people that Cena had feuds with and went and main evented because it was Cena, and then after they finished feuding with Cena, they went right back down to the bottom of the card. Just because you were the main eventer don't make you a main eventer.
Yes, but that's also them not capitalizing on that momentum that person got or that rub that person was able to give. That's a whole different conversation to have. It's like you put this person in that spot.
When people are mixing with main eventers, that's when you consider to them to be stars, and I disagree with that. Just because I put you in a storyline with a star doesn't automatically make you a star.
But I'm not talking about one encounter and that's it. I'm just talking about like you got to capitalize on that momentum, especially if someone's mixing it up with somebody like a John Cena. What's wrong with LA Knight?
He's not a star, but he's in the main event every Monday night. Every single Monday night.
I'm not gonna keep arguing with you with LA Knight. I like LA Knight. I'm not gonna even keep going on with the whole him a star, not a star. I'm not even gonna go that route with you with LA Knight. You not feeling LA Knight. I like LA Knight. But overall, I just feel like this was a opportunity for them to do something different. Especially when it comes to the winner of this battle royal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they just went the safe route, and that's why I brought up, they just went the safe route, period.
Mm-hmm.
With not pulling the trigger on Bron, and then they went with a safe route with Jey Uso winning the match. I mean, I see how it played in, but you had so many other options on there as fresh opponents to go against CM Punk. Now, if they didn't have the match last week where CM Punk pinning Jey, then I'd be like, okay, cool. But we already seen that happen last week. And now you're having Jey Uso win again, he already won the Royal Rumble. Now he won his Battle Royal for him to go against CM Punk. They could have had AJ Styles win, Dominic Mysterio, so many other people. You could even have Jimmy. You could have Jimmy Uso win.
I disagree with Dom. I don't want Dom in that mix. You're gonna mess Dom up. Let Dom, like I keep saying every week, let Dom live in his world. I don't want to see Dom mixed up with the LA Knights and all these mid-carders. They're gonna dim his light. Let Dom keep doing what Dom's doing. He's fine. Dom is fine. Don't touch Dom.
Lord.
But I do kind of agree. I was surprised that Jey Uso won, and that kind of made me satisfied enough because I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that they were going to give him another shot. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I was surprised. Yeah. I was like, dang, him again? That's interesting. Why would they? Are they trying to give him another push? Are they trying to, we don't know. But I wasn't mad at it, but I do see your point. It could have been Jimmy. It could have been Jimmy in that instance. But I think they're trying to tell that story when Roman comes back because Roman's kind of driving a wedge between him and his brother right now because it's like, hey, he has the mentality of a champion. You don't. So he's willing to basically do whatever it takes. He's more like me than you think he is. And Jey kind of showed that because the announcers alluded to Jimmy saving him twice, but I only saw Jimmy save him once.
It was twice. Yeah, it was.
I
went
twice. Back and I watched it, and I was like, "Where's the first time I saw?" And even when they did the replay, they only showed the one time he saved him. They didn't show the other time, so I don't know if he actually really saved him twice, but he definitely saved him that one time.
Yeah, the one time when he got him out from the outside of the ropes, and then there was another time where he pushed Jey out the way. And then he took a move. I forgot what actually happened, but
okay.
It was 2 times. It was 2 times
But
that
they
he
kept they alluded to it on the announcers did, but they only showed one of the times when they did the replay.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
I think it would have showed more tension between them two if Jimmy would have won, because they could have had Roman even come back and be like, "Oh, well, Jimmy got him a title match. What's going on with you, Jay?" Like, it could have been more interesting versus
that's
it
true.
being Jay.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm
I give you
saying?
that. I give you that. Yeah. Because Roman would
So
definitely rub that in his face for sure.
exactly.
Yeah, I give you that.
Exactly. That's,
give you that.
I just thought they had opportunities, and they just it just felt, this episode just felt safe to me. It just felt real safe.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest issue, especially with this battle royal. You have all these guys in here and you take the safe route. I was like, with Jay, I was like, come on, we've seen this already. So now, okay. So now Jay is also now the number 1 contender for the title. Is going to be Jey Uso and CM Punk. Man, Saturday Night's main event. Who's going to win?
I don't really care.
See?
I don't really care.
And that's the thing. And that's my whole point of this. Nobody cares because you haven't given me a reason to care, because again, we've already seen this.
Same thing.
We've already seen this over and over again.
Yeah.
You could have pulled the trigger on somebody new stepping in now. Even if they didn't win, at least it'd be somebody fresh. And basically you just made it stale again. That was my whole point. And that's why I wanted to wait until the main event. That was just my whole point of this. Is like, come on, guys, why didn't y'all just pull the trigger, man? Why not? But to your point,
it's slim pickings, though.
It is slim pickings.
Just to shoot them a little bit of bail, which you will rarely hear me do. It is slim pickings. It's slim pickings, bro. Like, you're gonna choose between this mid Carter or this mid Carter or this mid Carter or this mid Carter. It's like, yeah, slim pickings, bro.
Yeah. Well, that was the reason why I was pissed when they took them out. Now, it would have been better if Adam Pearce kicked them out. It took them out of the match and then also kicked them out to be like, look, get out of here. But he didn't. Yes.
Yeah.
That would have been more impactful. But for them not to do that, and then they also didn't interfere in the match at all, I thought that was weak, man. I thought that was so weak.
That's actually a really good point, because why are they listening to him?
Exactly.
We are who we are. Why are we listening to this guy? He say we can't be there. We're definitely gonna be there. So if he had taken it a step farther to say, I know these guys don't respect my authority. Let me get some armed policemen or armed security to escort them out the building to make sure that they don't show up for this main event. That would have made it.
Yes.
That would have made it better. Yeah, I agree. And it protects them too, because it makes it look like the only reason why they didn't show up is because they got escorted out. Now it's like, dang, they didn't even show up because this guy said that they couldn't show up. Since they listen to him, nobody listens to this guy. Nobody listens to this guy. He gets punked every Monday Night Raw by the wrestler.
Every time.
The 2 baddest dudes on the roster are listening to him. So I get it. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's the reason why I said that this Battle Royal was mid to me, because it was mid as far as it not being exciting for me, and it was mid because you telegraphed your whole roster that said like it's a bunch of mid carders. With Seth being out, that really exposed Raw. It exposed it really badly. With Roman not there and now Seth being hurt, because I heard that he may be out because he had shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
So he may be out up until WrestleMania, or he may miss this WrestleMania. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but they need to, again, this is just a missed opportunity when it comes to this episode of Raw. They could have really did something fresh and new, and they just went for the old safe hand on it, but it's all good.
Well, this was another episode of Call It in the Ring.
Yep. Let us know what you thought in the comments on the Raw. Give us your overall thoughts on Raw. What you like, what didn't you like? Let us know. Are our takes weird? Are we just out?
You disagree with us? Let us know.
Let us know. But all right, until next time, folks.
Until next time.
Call It in the Ring.